Now let us do a solved example to understand what we studied in the previous video. Suppose this circuit is given to us and we have these three capacitors C1, C2 and C3 connected across by a battery of potential difference V, and we have to find the charges and the potential difference across each of the capacitors. Now we know that the potential difference generated by this battery on these two terminals will be V and 0, let us say, because V minus 0 is V, so potential difference should be equal to V. And the same potential, since this entire circuit is in parallel, so this potential will be same at these two junctions, and that will also be same at these 2 points. So here also we can write this like this. So now the potential, this battery is generating a charge on this capacitance, this capacitor, by pulling the electrons here. So let us say that this charge generated here is plus Q3, and same equal and opposite charge will be generated here, which will be equal to minus Q3. Now since this potential difference is also same here, so we can say that this plate has, let us say, plus Q1 and this plate has minus Q1. Now C1 and C2 are connected in series, and we know that in a series combination the charges are same, so this will be also be plus Q1 and minus Q1. Now since the battery is developing Q3 here on this capacitor, so we can directly write Q3 equals to C3V. Similarly, Q1 on this capacitor will be equal to C equivalent multiplied by V, because the potential difference is same, so it will be multiplied by V. Now in the previous video we studied that the C equivalent for a series combination will be C equivalent of C1 and C2, which are connected in series, and multiplied by V. So these are the charges, the value of charges and across the three capacitors. Now if we wish to find the potential difference across each of the capacitor, then we can say that potential difference across C1, or first let us find out about C3. Let the potential difference across C3, it will be equal to V. We have already studied this. So this potential will be same at each of the branch. So in this branch there is only one capacitor, so the entire potential difference will be applied across this capacitor. So potential difference across C3 will be equal to V. Now potential difference across C1, let us say that it is V1, then the value of V1 will be equal to Q1 upon C1. So this will be equal to, if we use this value of Q1 here, then we will find out that this value will be equal to this. You can verify it yourself. Similarly, potential difference across C2, let us say it is V2, then it will be given as Q2 upon C2 and Q1 upon C2, because we have taken Q1 here. So this will also be equal to C1V upon C1 plus C2. So these will be the potential difference across each of the capacitor. C3 will have same potential difference as V, so C3 is the potential difference across C3 is V. Potential difference across C1 can be given by Q1 upon C1. Substituting the values, the C1 will get cancelled out. The C1 will get cancelled out and you will be left with this expression. And similarly, the potential difference across V2 is given by this, in which C2 will be cancelled out and you will get C1V upon C1 plus C2. Now this can also be done by using nodal analysis, in which we will have a node here. Let us say it is X. So at this node, the total charge should be equal to 0, as we saw in the previous video. That means the minus Q1 and plus Q1 here will be 0. So by nodal analysis we can write that the potential difference across C2 the charge across C2 will be given by Q equals to CV. So C here is C2 and V here on this capacitor will be equal to X minus 0 plus the total charge on this should be equal to, again by using Q equals to CV. So C will be C1 here and V will be equal to, now V minus this, since we are calculating the potential difference with respect to the node, so it will be given as X minus V. You can verify it by using by studying the diagram in the previous video again. Why is it taken as X minus V? Now at this junction the total charge is equal to 0. That means the summation of these two terms should be equal to 0. Now if we solve this, then we will get the value of X equals to C1V upon C1 plus C2. Now these potentials that we did here, that we calculated here, can be calculated by using this value of X also. So potential difference for C3 we do not need to calculate by using nodal analysis, it is directly given. So potential difference across C1, which we took as V1 here, this will be equal to V minus X, and by putting the value of X you will get the same result. You can verify it yourself. And similarly potential difference across C2 will be V2, which is equal to X minus 0 or X, and you can directly see that these two results will be same as we did in this section. So you can see that whatever is easier for you to solve by using nodal analysis or by using this concept, you can solve the numericals in more than one ways.